I'm Kayla Marie, and make sure you hit that subscribe button down below because it is quite fun here. I have no idea the content of my channel. I just do literally everything. So when I got my nose pierced, I did a pain days video for y'all and actually talked about my nose piercing and like did it hurt and whatnot. And I told you guys in that video that I would keep you updated, so I thought that I should tell you my little background story on what happened when I wore a hoop. And I'm also going to be putting my hoop back in. I'm going to try to put my hoop back in. I don't even know if it'll go in, so stay tuned if you would like to see that. Okay, so first things first, the nose ring I have is gonna this is like a super close-up video. Like, if you guys hate that kind, then click out now because it's what it is. Okay, so the nose ring I have in my nose right now, I believe, is a 14 gauge. It's just like a little stud. I do have two kinds of these studs. So they are the hooks. And I just have the clear, or wait, they're not clear, they're actually like metal. And then I actually have the black ones, and these are my flexi ring ones. These fit perfectly in the nose, and it feels like there's nothing there, so I love these, like when I get tired of having a nose ring. Okay, so background story. When I pierced my nose, keep in mind, this is my story, so don't comment and, you know, be all negative and whatever. I pierced my nose at home, so I did not have all of the proper tools. So when I pierced my nose, I pierced it with a 12 gauge, and then I forced a 14 gauge into my nose because I didn't know when I went looking for nose rings that they were all different. So I actually got 14 gauge studs, and I wore it in my nose for maybe 4 weeks, and then I changed it to a hoop. And the hoops I bought, they look like this, and I'll talk about them in just a second. And they are 16 gauge, so that's scary. So basically what happened is I have like, I don't know if it's like everybody with a nose piercing, but I play with it all the time. Like, it's just there. So it just, I don't know. And I just was pulling on the hoop every time it was in my nose and actually stretched the hole out. So, are these a 14 gauge? I think these are actually, wait a minute. Okay, I made a little mix up. My hoops are 14 gauge. I actually stretched my piercing out to a 16 gauge, which I will talk to you guys about in a second. Okay, so from pulling on the hoop, I actually ended up stretching the piercing, like, a lot. I know this is, like, a really bad camera angle, like, I'm cut off, but it's, like, almost 1 o'clock in the morning, and people in my house are trying to sleep, so, oops. When I purchased hoops, I purchased these are not, like, you're supposed to get, like, straight wire hoops, and I got rigged wire, or, like, I don't know what it's called. It's like a rough type of wire, and it really hurt the nose, and every time I pulled on it, it also hurt. So I don't know what that's about, but I had to either take my nose piercing out altogether or give it enough time to heal. So I had to put this stud in for 3 months, and I love hoops, so I'm switching back into the hoop today. I'm just making this video so you guys know to be careful with your piercings. Learn from my mistakes so that this does not happen to you. It is extremely painful. It almost cost me my whole piercing, which people are going to say, you know, that's not a big deal, but when you've been wanting your nose pierced for like years, it's a big deal. So let's go ahead and get into changing the piercing. So just a few things that I use, obviously Kleenexes. I just have these right now. I always have a package of these when it comes to cleaning my nose, just because they just work and they're so tiny, and if I'm going away, like, it's just super easy to throw into the bag. It takes up no room at all. So I also use hand sanitizer, obviously, before changing. And then I also use BD alcohol swabs. Now, I know that a lot of people are going to say, you know, alcohol dries up the piercing, but I have been using alcohol swabs to clean my piercings since I got it pierced. And actually, the whole time piercing it, this is what I use to sterilize and everything, well, besides sterilizing stuff, but this, and I also have the actual cleaner for it that I do every week. I do it once a week. So this is just what I do morning and night, and then once a week for the other thing. So let's go ahead, time to take this out. Oh yeah, and if you guys are wondering, I actually keep my nose rings in this little jar. I got this like off AliExpress. I got 5 of them for like $1, I think. Super adorable. I actually cracked mine moving rooms. So just saying. I'm about to look hella gross for the next clip because, you know. So I'm gonna just put some hand sanitizer on my hands, and I'm gonna do this off camera just because not really important. So now that I have my hands all sterilized, I'm just going to take a Kleenex here, and I'm actually going to be using this to hold the hoop just like this while I clean it with an alcohol swab. This is like the most important step for me, just because like even when you sterilize your hands, like I do not want infections. That's not fun. So let's see, that's about good. Uh-oh. There. Okay. So all of these nose rings are cleaned. I just sterilized the 2 that I had out to show you. So this one, when I take it out of my nose, which I'll do right now, I'm going to sterilize that before putting it away. And here he goes, right back into his little home. So now I have to clean this. As you can tell, which I'll show you guys better, you can actually see where it stretched and had to reheal. Okay, so this, like, I don't even know if you guys can see it, but you can see where the piercing is. And then if you guys can see, like, all of the, like, extra skin, that's where it, like, had to reheal. Which is super gross, I know, but oh well. So now I'm going to just clean my nose, and I'm going to do that off camera, and just because. Oh, and just a tip, because I actually found out the other day that you can buy scented Kleenexes. And I'm sure that if you already have a piercing, you know don't buy scented Kleenexes. But don't buy scented Kleenexes. Just saying. So I do have like a little bit of stinging there, which usually means that an infection is starting. So I'm going to have to start doing maybe 3 times a week on cleaning. Just to make sure everything's good. So I'm going to put the hoop in now. I'll do that on camera, I guess. So I just like put all this stuff in the Kleenex. It's just easier. Okay, so I just sanitized my hands again so I can pick up the hoop. So I like the ball being on the inside of my nose, not the out. I struggle so hardcore with this. And then just one more alcohol swab to clean the hoop now that it's in. Okay, so I didn't know if I would like it or not, and I actually think it's gonna take a little bit to get used to again. But it's in. And the reason why I like the hoop in my nose is just because it looks a lot cleaner, I find. So, yeah. Okay guys, so that's going to be it for this YouTube video. Just wanted to let you guys know that my channel has almost reached 5,000 views, and I literally just wanted to say thank you guys so much. None of this would be possible if it wasn't for y'all. So again, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that big subscribe button down below. Thumbs up this video if you liked it, and stay tuned for my next one. Thanks.